Hello, Gunners. Welcome back to Arsenal Daily Talk, your #1 destination for the latest Arsenal transfer news, breaking updates, match analysis, and everything happening at the Emirates. If you love Arsenal as much as we do, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let's dive straight into today's massive Arsenal news. Come on, you Gunners. Breaking Arsenal transfer news. Gunners, something massive is developing behind the scenes at the Emirates, and Arsenal fans need to pay attention because this could become one of the biggest transfer windows in the club's history. The rumors, the negotiations, the huge valuations, Arsenal are being linked with a 4-player transfer explosion that could completely transform Mikel Arteta's squad. Imagine this, a world-class striker leading the attack. A powerful Premier League winger adding goals and creativity, a midfield warrior controlling games, a young explosive winger bringing speed and unpredictability. Today we are breaking down the 4 names dominating Arsenal transfer conversations: Julián Álvarez, Morgan Rogers, Bruno Guimarães, and Christos Tzolis. Stay until the end because the final update could be the biggest one. First bombshell, Julián Álvarez to Arsenal. Gunners, let's start with the superstar name that has created huge excitement around North London. Julián Álvarez. The Argentine forward has become one of Europe's most complete attackers. He can play center forward second striker, attacking midfielder left side of attack. And that versatility is exactly what Mikel Arteta loves. Reports have linked Arsenal with interest in Álvarez as they look to add another elite attacking option. But the biggest question is, how much would it cost? Atletico Madrid consider Álvarez a key player, meaning Arsenal would likely need a huge offer. The possible valuation being discussed is around £90 million to £95 million, or more than €100 million. This would be a statement signing. Why Arsenal want Álvarez? Think about Arsenal's attacking style. Arteta wants pressing from the front, intelligent movement, players who can combine quickly, goals from multiple positions. Álvarez fits perfectly. He is not just a goal scorer, he creates, he works hard, he understands space, he can drop deep and connect midfield with attack. Imagine an Arsenal front line with Saka on one side, Álvarez through the middle, Martinelli or another winger on the other side. That would create nightmares for Premier League defenders. His career profile. Álvarez became famous at River Plate before moving to Manchester City. At City, he learned under Pep Guardiola and developed into a complete attacker. His biggest strengths: finishing movement inside the box, long-range shooting, tactical intelligence, big game mentality. He has already won major trophies and has experience playing under enormous pressure. That experience matters because Arsenal are no longer just trying to qualify for the Champions League. The mission is win the Premier League, challenge for the Champions League. Arsenal transfer strategy. The question fans are asking, can Arsenal really sign Álvarez? The answer, it would be difficult, it would be expensive. But Arsenal have shown they are willing to invest heavily when they believe a player can change the team. This would not be a normal signing. This would be a statement to Europe. Arsenal are ready to compete with everyone. Gunners, what do you think? Would you spend £100 million on Julián Álvarez? Comment below, sign him or too expensive. And if you want daily Arsenal breaking news, hit that subscribe button because this transfer window is only getting hotter. Part 2. Morgan Rogers. Arsenal's £100 million Premier League target, plus his style, value, and Arteta fit. Part 2. Morgan Rogers to Arsenal. The £100 million+ English star bombshell Gunners, welcome back to Arsenal Daily Talk. If you are enjoying this massive Arsenal transfer special, make sure you smash that subscribe button because we are bringing you every major update from the Emirates. Breaking Arsenal transfer update. After the Julián Álvarez bombshell, another name is creating huge excitement among Arsenal supporters. Morgan Rogers. The Aston Villa superstar has become one of the most talked about English attackers in the Premier League, and Arsenal are reportedly monitoring his situation. But this deal would not be simple. Why? Because Aston Villa know they have a special talent. They are demanding a huge price for their attacking star, with reports suggesting Villa's valuation could reach around £80 million to £130 million. Who is Morgan Rogers? Morgan Rogers is an exciting English attacker who can operate in multiple positions. Left winger attacking midfielder number 10, role second striker. He combines power, speed, physical strength, creativity, long-range shooting ability. He is the type of player modern Premier League teams love because he can influence games in many different ways. Why Arsenal want Morgan Rogers? Mikel Arteta has always valued players who can play more than one role. Look at Arsenal's attacking philosophy. The winger must create, the midfielder must press, the attacker must defend. Rogers fits that profile. Imagine this: left side, Morgan Rogers center, Julián Álvarez or another striker. Right side, Bukayo Saka. Behind them, Martin Odegaard. That attack would have creativity, physical power goals, Premier League experience. His biggest strengths: 1, physical dominance. Rogers is difficult for defenders because of his size and strength. He can hold the ball under pressure and carry the team forward. 2, ball progression. One of his biggest qualities is driving forward with the ball. He can receive the ball deep and quickly turn defense into attack. 3, versatility. Arteta loves tactical flexibility. A player who can play on the wing and through the middle gives Arsenal more options during matches. The transfer battle. Arsenal are not the only club watching. Competition is expected because Rogers has become one of England's exciting young talents. But Arsenal have advantages: Champions League football, Mikel Arteta's project, a young, ambitious squad, the Emirates atmosphere. The question is, would Arsenal pay a record-breaking fee for him? Because Villa are protecting their biggest asset. Arsenal fans' big question. Gunners, tell me, would you choose Morgan Rogers for £100 million? Or would you spend that money on Julián Álvarez? Comment, Rogers or Álvarez. And remember, this transfer window is moving fast. One day there is a rumor, the next day there is a negotiation. Then suddenly, here we go. So make sure you subscribe to Arsenal Daily Talk because we will bring you every Arsenal transfer explosion first. Coming next in Part 3, Bruno Guimarães to Arsenal. The £100 million midfield battle, Newcastle's position, his playing style, and why Arteta wants him at the Emirates. Part 3. Bruno Guimarães to Arsenal. The £100 million midfield bombshell Gunners. Welcome back to Arsenal Daily Talk. If you are enjoying this 4-transfer Arsenal special, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join the Arsenal family because this transfer window could become unforgettable. Breaking Arsenal transfer news. The third name in our Arsenal transfer explosion is a player many supporters have dreamed of seeing at the Emirates, Bruno Guimarães. The Newcastle United captain and Brazil international has become one of the most wanted midfielders in European football, and Arsenal remains strongly linked with a move for him. But Gunners, this deal would be a war, because Newcastle do not want to lose their midfield leader. Who is Bruno Guimarães? Bruno Guimarães is a complete modern midfielder. He can play defensive midfielder, box-to-box midfielder, deep playmaker, advanced number 8. His game is built around winning battles, controlling possession, breaking defensive lines, creating chances, leadership. He is not just a player who passes the ball. He controls the rhythm of a match. Why Arteta wants Bruno at Arsenal Gunners. Imagine Arsenal's midfield with Bruno Guimarães. You already have players who bring energy, creativity, intelligence. But Bruno adds something special: control. Mikel Arteta wants Arsenal to dominate games, not just attack, dominate. A midfielder like Bruno gives Arsenal the ability to keep possession under pressure, win the ball higher up the pitch, protect the defense, control big Champions League matches. The transfer value. This is where things become complicated. Newcastle value their captain extremely highly. Reports have suggested Arsenal would need a massive offer, with figures around £60 million to £100 million being discussed depending on negotiations and conditions. For Arsenal, this would be another statement signing. After spending heavily on elite talent, bringing Bruno to North London would show that the club is ready to compete with Europe's biggest teams. His playing style. What makes Bruno special? 1. Defensive intelligence. He reads danger quickly. He knows when to press. He knows when to slow the game down. 2. Passing ability. He can break defensive structures with one pass. A midfielder who can find Saka, Martinelli, or a new striker quickly can completely change Arsenal's attack. 3. Mentality. Bruno plays with aggression and passion. He brings the type of personality needed in title races. Possible Arsenal midfield. Imagine Declan Rice, Bruno Guimarães, Martin Odegaard. That midfield would have